Hi everyone, I'm here to show you today how to teach the basics of PowerPoint to students at the elementary school level. To start off, knowing the basics is really important because you want your students to really understand technology and how technology is such an important factor in today's society. So to start off, make sure your students have access to Microsoft PowerPoint. Make sure they can locate it easily. Mine is on dock. It's pretty simple for me to access to it. So you're gonna open up, and then there's different aspects to PowerPoint. There's home, new, and then recent. New, they could just choose the theme that they want to work with. I would just start off with a blank presentation, and then recent, they just have access to the recent PowerPoints. So we're going to start off with a blank presentation. And here, it gets a little complicated, especially for someone who's just starting off, but I would just start off with the basics. The title, you could explain to them they could change the font, they could highlight it, and if they want to undo something, there's the undo button right at the top. They could change the font color to whatever font they want. They could bold it. Just explain to them the basics of the font, and then they could also align it to different places. And so I would just go over that as well. And then, they have to click the boxes to add text into it. And then I will also go over how to change the background. If they want to change it, they can go to format, then select background. They could choose solid color. They could do a gradient. Personally, when I was in elementary school, I loved to do gradients. They were so much fun to me. But I would just stick with the solid color for now, especially if they're just gonna learn it. I'm not gonna tap that color. Basic blue. And then if they want to change it to a different slide, if they want to add one, they will go to new slide. And then if they want a different layout, if they want a section header to content, they can have that. But for now, the best way to really incorporate information into their PowerPoints is just using this basic title and then the content, because having all these might be a little confusing. And so I will have the title here, and then the content will be here. They will type it out, type what they want. And I will also go over that they can use bullet points. They could change the background. They could add pictures. Adding pictures is really simple. You could go to picture, and then they can add it from whatever setting they want, from their desktop, from online, whatever they really want. And then they could also add shapes. If they like shapes, they could add one, like a heart. And then I will also go over the transitions. There's so many transitions. Personally, when I was in elementary school, I loved using the honeycomb one. I don't know why. I just loved them. And I also loved glitter. I think that one was my favorite. And they could also change it if they want, from left, up, down, whatever they want. And they also have access to animation. So I will go over that they could have a title come first and then the content. So for example, if I want the title to come first, I will click the animation for the first one. And then I will highlight this one for 2. So title, and then this will pop up. So for example, let's just say I want to play from current slide. This will go first. This will go next. And then if they want to present it, they would just go to the tab here, slideshow, press start, title, and then there you go. We'll also add transition here too. Perfect. Easy to use, especially if you have practice with it. It definitely does get easier. Especially for me, I've been using this for years, so I kind of know what I'm doing. But with more practice, obviously it will be much more easier for them to do. And then if they want to save it, they go here, press save. They're gonna name it whatever they want, and then also where to find it. And so just press save. One way that you can incorporate PowerPoint into your lesson is by having them make a presentation. So for example, I have this document with 17 different questions. And one thing I had planned was for the students to answer four questions and incorporate them into the PowerPoint. So for example, I already came up with my own. So this is the presentation that I came up with. I'm going to play from the start. So as you can see, I already have my transitions and I already changed the background and I have a font, the subtitle, and the title. I have more animations, I have transitions, and I have the pictures. And here I have the content and I have the pictures and I have the animations. And so on and so forth. It's a pretty straightforward PowerPoint. It's not complicated. It's only 5 slides. They just have to make sure they incorporate everything into the lesson, into their project. They have to have the transitions, the animations, the pictures, the content, and the title. It's pretty easy. Nothing too hard, especially since it's their first time making a PowerPoint presentation. And so along with the project always comes a rubric. And so here I have a rubric. Multimedia project, personal PowerPoint presentation. So there's only really 4 categories, and it's 1 through 4. There's presentation, how they present it, the attractiveness, making sure everything correlates. Obviously, they're elementary school students. It's not going to be the prettiest, but just to make sure everything just flows together. And then the requirements, transitions, animations, pictures, all of that. And the organization, they have to make sure that there's 4 of them. Have to make sure that there's 5 slides. There can't be 2 for 1 slide. And that's just one way to incorporate this. There's so many other ways to use PowerPoint. But in the future, they're obviously going to get used to it. They're going to get accustomed to it, which is good because especially in this world, there's so much new technology coming out. It's really important for students just to know the basics and the fundamentals. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helps. I'm not a professional, but I really genuinely hope this helps you. If you have any questions, I guess you could just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.